welcome to Audrey's Southern Cooking. How are you doing today? If you've never been to my channel, my name is Nita. Welcome to my kitchen. If you've been here many times before, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're back. What are we doing today? Today, I wanted to do a little something different. We're gonna do moonshine brownies. I cannot wait. I don't know if you've ever tried this before. I'm trying to get this into focus. This is Sugarland's. It's called dark chocolate coffee. And this is so good by itself. And what we're gonna do today is some moonshine coffee brownies. So let's get started. Oh, before we get started, did you notice my new shirt? Just wanted everybody to see. I'm trying to do something a little different. I've still got the cat eye glasses. You know, my mother wore those earlier in her life when I was a little kid, and I just loved them. So I just kind of stuck with that. All right, so let's get started. Let's look at our ingredients. All right, so what do we have today? We have self-rising flour. I'm using walnuts because I don't have any pecans. Brown sugar, granulated white sugar. I have cocoa, which is Hershey's cocoa. And I did a strong 8-ounce cup of coffee. Vanilla, butter. I'm gonna use some sweetened condensed milk. We're gonna put our little moonshine bottle in here. I don't know if we're gonna put the whole bottle, but we're gonna add this in here. So let's get started. All right, welcome back. So, I had forgotten earlier, if you're new here, we all get our sweet tea. If you've been here before, get your sweet tea and let's get ready. All right, 2 sticks of butter. They haven't been sitting out long enough to really get soft, but you should let them sit out and get soft to the touch so that you can kind of squeeze them just a little bit so that they'll blend better. And I'm putting them in my stand mixer. If you remember from another video, I don't have a hand mixer. I really need to get one. But I have to say, I love my KitchenAid, and I use it all the time. Actually, this is my sister's KitchenAid. She didn't have a space for it, so graciously, she's let me hold on to it, and I've been using it. Thanks, Phyllis, appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna lower this down, lock it, and I'm gonna blend this butter. And I'm gonna let this cream up some, and then we'll come back. All right, so I've got my butter creamed. I'm gonna show you real quick. As you can see, and one thing about these stand mixers is everything goes to the side. So make sure you've got a flat spatula that you can scrape the sides, because you're gonna have to do this several times. So just scrape that. I just kind of wipe it off right here on this beater. All right, what are we gonna do next? One other thing I forgot to tell y'all, you know that I do this on every video and I don't know why. Forgot my eggs. So we're gonna put our eggs in. Actually, before I put my eggs in, I'm gonna put my sugar in. So we're gonna turn this back on, locked it down. Kind of pour my sugar in, not sure if you can see that. So we're gonna pour sugar in, not real fast, we're just kind of letting it mix. That was the white sugar, and that was, on the white sugar, that was 3/4 cup. I also have 3/4 cup of the brown sugar. I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in and get that mixed. I'm just gonna give it a minute here to mix. Then I'm gonna scrape the sides, and then we're going to let it mix some more. Ooh, look at that. Can you see that beater? That looks so pretty. All right, remember your flat spatula. I'm gonna scrape this down because I see some butter on the bottom that doesn't have any good sugar mix in it. So I'm gonna stir that in. And again, I'm just gonna scrape this on this beater. Put that down, lock it. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, now I'm gonna add my eggs. Trying not to get the shell in there. All right, there's my eggs. I'm gonna add some of this coffee. I don't think I'm gonna need this whole, but I made it really strong. All right, that was a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Messes are made to wipe up. I'm gonna shake up my little moonshine here. Before I put the moonshine in, I think I'm gonna start with this cocoa powder. Because after adding that little bit of coffee, it made it a little thin. That's fine, because we're gonna add flour to it. And I'm just adding this kind of slow. Because this cocoa powder will fly and it'll be like a dust in the air, and Lord, I don't need. All right, we're gonna stop it here. And I'm gonna scrape the sides down. I got a lot of cocoa on the sides. And while I've got this up, I'm gonna just pour the rest of this. It's not that much in there. It's just six tablespoons of the Hershey's cocoa. I'm just going to go ahead and pour the rest of that in there. Now this cocoa, like I said, will fly. That's why I was trying to turn it down, but I still had it up too high. I'm turning it on low and let that kind of mix. I'll go ahead and add a teaspoon of vanilla. I just buy the imitation flavor. A little vanilla extract is a little pricey. Flour. Again, you want to do like the cocoa. You just want to add a little bit at a time. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to lift it up. Make it easier for you. Can you see it going in? Keep some. Knock it down. I think that's all the coffee I'm going to put. I'm going to put it over here to the side. But I still want to add a little bit of this in here to make it a little bit sweeter and thicken it up. Oh yeah, that flour's got it. Let me just dump the rest of this flour in. As you can see the difference on the beater. All right, got the flour in. While the top's up, go ahead and open this moonshine. Let me see if I can get some in a little cup where you can see it. Here, we're gonna put some in a tablespoon. In case you've never seen this before, I would recommend trying, get one of these little, I call these airplane bottles. Try this. This recipe I would not recommend for children, only because I'm not sure how this is gonna be. But look at that. Oh, it tastes a lot like Kahlua to me, if you've ever had that. It calls for a tablespoon or two, but I'm just gonna put that whole little bottle in and lick that spoon. A little early for licking the moonshine spoon, but I did it anyway. Lock that down. I'm gonna turn that, let it go on low because I want this to mix. And I'm gonna shake up a sweetened condensed milk. And I've already sprayed my pan. I have it on the stove over here, and the stove is already preheating to 350. recipe to make your own sweetened condensed milk. I think I'm gonna try that one day. If that turns out well, we'll make a video on it. And I'm just gonna add some. I'm not adding a lot because it's already got sugar and everything else in here. But that's gonna give it a nice little creamy texture. Turn that up. It looks very pretty. I'm gonna move it over just a little bit here. Open the top, pull this top off. I'm gonna stir this other end. Look how pretty that beater looks. Oh. Mix the rest of this flour and scrape the bottom of my bowl. If you use a stand mixer, or if you're just getting one, make sure you scrape the sides every so often and the bottom. And then you get it on your fingers. And then that way you have an excuse to try it. I'm gonna put this right here. And like I said, I have walnuts, I don't have pecans, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in. That's about a cup of walnuts. You can put as many as you want, or you don't even have to put any at all. If you don't want nuts in there, that is perfectly fine. If you want more, you can put more. Maybe you want a different kind of nut in there. Pecans are better. I like pecans. But, again, I didn't have any, so I apologize. All right, I'm gonna move this over. Wipe this off here. Let me get my pan. I'm hoping this will be big enough. Taking my beater off here. Trying to get it off. All right, and look at that. You just made some moonshine brownies with walnuts. You are fantastic today. So I just kind of stir in the bottom just to make sure it's all loose from the bottom. I'm just gonna pour it in. I may have to get another pan and put a little bit more in. But I'm just gonna spread it. And I'm gonna find another pan to add the rest of this in. But meantime, I'm gonna put this in the oven and it's gonna bake in the oven, like I said, at 350. You can do it 325 if you'd like. And I'm gonna cook it for about 30 minutes. And we're gonna do the toothpick test. And I saw something the other day and I thought that was wonderful the way they did it. So I'm gonna show you that today. But here's our brownies. We're fixing to put them in the oven. All right, so I've got the brownies out of the oven. The pan's still pretty warm. Whew. All right, let's slice a little piece and see how that looks. Let's move the camera so you can see. All right, here's my bowl. Let's cut this. I let it sit for about 10 minutes just to cool off just a little and to give this a little easier to get it out. Hopefully. I love the coners, so we're gonna go for the coner. Look at that. Oh, that looks so good. You know what I want? I'm gonna try a little bit of ice cream on there, I think. Let me try it first. I can't wait to try it. With more of a light fluffy than fudgy, which I love fudgy too, don't get me wrong, but this is good too. This is more like a cake-like. So let me give me a little scoop of ice cream and we'll try those together. All right. Let's try this together. Let me move my camera up so now you can see my face when I taste it. All right, so if you haven't been here before, usually I try to taste everything after. I don't always make it, but I do try. So here's my ice cream, a brownie. I just have vanilla ice cream. Look at that. Look at that cake light. I could eat this whole piece. That's delicious. Something else I like to do with brownies is to put butter on them. Just eat them, put a little bit of butter on them. Oh. You can cut them like a biscuit. Like cut that in half. Put a little butter in there when they're nice and hot. Lord, how much did this go? All right. Again, now that would be great. You could even do that for a birthday party. Any kind of party. You could take it to families, get-togethers. You don't have to put the ice cream on there. You can serve them by themselves. You can cut them smaller than what I did. I'm greedy and I like my brownies. So that's why I cut it kind of big. So if you like the video on the brownie, I'll put the recipe in the bottom. I always put the recipes in the bottom with the instructions on how to cook them. There'll be links in the bottom so you can purchase the cocoa powder, the pecans or walnuts, all the little ingredients in there on Amazon. Now those are affiliate links and they help me, they support my channel. So if you go on there and you purchase something, I get a small percent. It doesn't cost you anything. It's already included in the price. So that helps my channel and helps me buy more stuff so we can do more food and try more recipes. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I appreciate all your help that you do and I appreciate you watching. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like as well, and hit that notification bell because we're doing lots of videos, and this summer we're going to be doing a lot of smoking. I have a Lexington Pit Boss, it's a Pit Boss Lexington 500. It's a smoker grill, and we're going to do some hamburgers also. And then before the 4th of July, we'll hopefully have some ribs and some smoked pork shoulder. So stay tuned for all of those. If you don't hit that notification bell, you might miss those videos. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a great day. Don't forget your sweet tea. Always have your sweet tea when you come to the video. And I hope you enjoyed the video.